So hopefully I got all these parts. Let me make sure. Nope, missing a couple. One of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So as you see, doing a little unboxing. Got the new Felony on the table. We had already put the Basher Queens kit into this Felony. So I still have an infraction kit I'm going to do. But here's the gearing, the optional gearing they give you with the Felony that I did not install on the first drive. I just kept it off to the side. But we have this system that I think will be good in a Felony. So if Arrma were to upgrade a Felony, maybe 1250 kV, a big block into a Felony, I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it'll work, but Basher Queen sent over our braces. So we now have our shock tower brace for the Felony and for the infraction, what I forgot to order. So we're going to throw that in today. Part number BQNA320502. So we're going to go ahead and throw one of these bars into our Felony, because the Basher Queen stuff, if you guys have noticed, and by the way, this came open, missing one side, shipped to me this way. Luckily the Basher Queen stuff was inside of it, but this box was literally ripped open. Somebody had ripped the top off this box. So not cool. But you guys have seen my Limitless GT, and it's full of Basher Queen stuff. And ever since I put the Basher Queen's stuff on that RC and lightened it up, it's been outperforming a lot of stuff. So it's been going dead straight. The steering's been awesome. I could never control that car before. I got that car up to 139 and couldn't control it. And we hit 130 like that, just out tested. So I'm a true believer in her stuff. I don't know what exactly it's changing, other than weight. I don't understand. I know her carbon front splitters, out of all the splitters you guys have watched me unbox on this channel, the metal ones, the plastic ones, the factory ones have held up the best. The plastic ones, I hit the brakes and hit one rough patch in the road and it shattered. First time out. Same thing with the wing, shattered immediately on limit due. Both of our cars, both cars with plastic, shattered the stuff. The metal stuff I had on the YouTube infraction did pretty good for a little while. Also on this car, I tapped a curb. Not very fast, tapped a curb on one side, twisted the whole front chassis. Had to put a new chassis on the Limitless GT. Also on the YouTube infraction. But the YouTube infraction did hit a pole at 101 miles an hour. But it destroyed the wing on that thing and caused a lot of chassis damage. So this one, we've been out with it once now. Rear tires are almost bald. Definitely bald in some spots. This tire's doing okay. But it performed really well. Out of the box, no changes. Just go out and rip it. And then I threw the carbon fiber stuff on it because why not? Kimberly offers it. It's good stuff. And I figured I'd try it and give it a shot. And I'm really impressed with her stuff. So I don't even think I tuned this. I'm looking for this. I don't remember if I tuned this or not. If I plugged in the tuner, I might have. If not, we're gonna plug in and check it anyway today, because the plans are to throw the bigger Arrma into it. So we're gonna put a 5th scale into my 7th scale and see how this thing rips. Without pulling the wheel, you really need this thing pretty long to get through these things. And I don't feel like pulling the wheel right now. So I'm going to do a little cheat and just use a double extension to get to this bolt. So we're going to go ahead and swap this out. I probably should leave it up for now until I get the electronics in. What I really want to see is if that motor mount will slip into this mount. I don't know if it will. I think you need the bigger mount. I think. I don't know. I've never tried it before. I'm not sure if they're using the same motor mount housings on the 5th scale. I don't think they would be. I thought I did this once before on my Mojave, but my Mojave, I ended up changing the whole center motor mount deal. And this one, I'm hoping that I can squeeze this into the stock location using this mount. But we're going to try that first to see if it's even possible. If it is, then I'm going to throw the whole system in this and go that route. I'm really trying to keep this one as simple as I can. I really don't want to go overboard with this one because I want to bash it. I've already gone overboard with most of my builds on my other one right out of the box when I got it. So I never really got to enjoy it. It just became a twin motor build right away. This one, I'm hoping to set it up so I can do some speed runs and also do some bashing with it. So I want to be able to do both without overheating. So yeah, this one doesn't have a bolt on the bottom. I don't think this mount is going to fit in there, honestly. I think you have to change the whole thing, and I don't believe I have one to change with it. So I'm sure somebody's already checked this, but I guess I could leave this this motor in it and just run it on 8S for a while rather than 6S, because this motor is rated to 6S, or the factory motor. Where is it? This one. So yeah, this is a 2050 kV, rated to 6S. Now I have run 2200 TP motors and 2200 1515 motors on 8S. They don't last. They burn up right away. Well, not right away. You just got to watch temps. So yeah, like I thought, this one's too big, and I don't think I have a motor mount for this. Now, I can go to the bigger motor by changing the mount to this. This is the big block motor mount kit for this RC. So I can stick this motor in here and do it that way. So maybe we should just do that and call it a day. I really want to run this. Will it even fit on this side? Yeah, it will. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and pull the center out of this. We might just go ahead and do this big block mount. I just don't like the way that these adjust, but they will fit the big block mounts, and they do fit into these because this is what I'm running on my Mojave to put the stock system in it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So if you want to see that, go ahead and stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to install a 5th scale ESC out of an Outcast and Creighton into a Felony. So stay tuned if you want to see that. All right. Well, I thought I was recording, but the camera stopped. So I ended up changing out the center diff with a limitless. I ended up changing the back piece with an EMT aluminum. And then I took the top, stuck the top on, took out the factory drive shafts because I pulled the whole center section out. And now I'm taking the big block motor mount from our Outcast, and I'm going to take it apart and see if I can chalk it up on this eBay motor mount. These can be found on eBay. That's where I got mine from. When I did the Mojave swap, which is pretty much the same swap I'm doing to this, except my Mojave, when I took the Creighton 8S system, the motor survived, but the ESC failed, which I'm still waiting for warranty from Horizon for. So that's gonna get off. 49 series Arrma mount. Open up this big block for us. I think I'm going to have to take off the battery tray to make it easier so that I can get to this and get all in here. I believe that's all the screws I need for the battery tray. Alright, that's going to give me access to this motor mount. Alright, so I've got this system mocked up and I'm really surprised. It's like Arrma meant for this system to go in the Felony, because putting this ESC in, all 4 mounting tabs line up with tabs that are there, And the ESC I took out has these two little tabs on the side, which this big ESC doesn't line up with because it doesn't have tabs there, but the four corner tabs are literally on this mounting tray. Not only that, I feel if you had the Outcast or Creighton 8S motor mount, I have a feeling it might go in here. I don't know if it lines up with the chassis, and I had this motor mount from eBay. It's a big block motor mount, and then I put a limitless spool in here, and then I haven't counted the teeth of the gear I put on here, but I'm mocking it up just to make sure that I can get the 1250 kV motor in here, and I can get this ESC in here without affecting anything. And literally it's going in relatively easy. I am really close. This is actually, with this limitless spool in here, this is the smallest gear I could get on here, and I want to say it's somewhere around a 30. I'm thinking it's a 30 to maybe it's about the same. I want to say that this is going to be a 30-34 is what I'm thinking, almost 1-to-1. I do have a 34 here, and this is a little bigger, so this might be a 35 or 6, but it is a hot racing gear. So when I pull this motor mount out, because I'm going to pull it out so that I can put the drive shafts in and make sure everything's tight, but you can see how smooth it is, and my mesh is perfect, and I have, I think, just enough clearance for the drive shaft. I think, I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to end up pulling this back out. First thing I want to do is, I did mount this in here, but I didn't run the receiver wire underneath it. I was making sure that everything else fit, that I didn't have to rotate the motor. The fan has to sit straight up and down so that the heatsink doesn't hit the drive shaft. So these wires are a little tight because I got this on the side. I could rotate this so it's straight up, and that would give me slack in this wiring. But I'm hoping I don't have to do that, because then I have to redo all the mesh and all that stuff. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ESC out of my Outcast out of here. I'm going to route this wire underneath it into the receiver box, put the bracket back down, and make sure that everything is fitting. But so far it looks like Arrma designed this with the intent of running this thing on a 5th scale system, on an 8S system, which is really surprising to me. Now I think Driftomaniac, his ESC went out in something. I want to say it was his Felony. And he said Arrma sent him the bigger 160 amp ESC, and he put that in, and I think he's running it on with the 2050 kV motor. And I'm not sure if he's running it on 8S. He might be. I know he's done some speed rips at over 100 with it in whatever parking lot he's running in. I have watched a couple videos, but I don't know if that's on 6S or 8S. I can't remember. But I remember him saying something about the bigger ESC like fitting in here, kind of like factory. So the 4 tabs do go down. So I know that this has to go underneath. And it's funny, there's a channel all the way to the side for this. Not only that, we did take out this little booger that holds it down flat. So I'm going to try to put that back in. because I don't want the wires hanging off the side. So I'm going to try to mount this up to where I can close up this receiver box. So I think about there is where I need to tighten that down at. So that's tight so I don't pinch that wire. And then we're going to run it out to the side here. Got to kind of fish it around all this stuff. I'm using the 2 screws it came with to mount it down. You can put 4, but I'm just using the 2. And then I'm going to hook this back up. So I got to pull out my steering wires. So I can wrap that back down in there. Keep this twisted up. Tuck that back down in there. It's like it was meant to be. Leave that up. I'm going to try to get this cover back on. Cover's going to go this way, just like factory. Yep, and then I have a little screw to mount down the switch, which I even think the switch is going to mount in the stock location. A little snug, but it fits. So that'll keep the wire tucked away. This will go to my fan. These fit right in here. 1, 2. This is the one that's a little tight, but it reaches. 3. Then my fan hookup. Like that. Just like factory. Wow. And these will go to 1 to each battery. Like that. Nice and clean. I haven't pushed these in all the way because they're kind of hard to get out. But, man, that really is looking like a factory Arrma was meant to go in here. With the big rear tires on 8S and this gearing, I think this is maybe 120 mile an hour setup. if not more. But we're going to go out and speed rip this thing. We got all her carbon fiber stuff on it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop off this motor assembly from the bottom so that I can stick each drive shaft back in there. And then we're going to go ahead and button this thing up and then make sure everything fits. But right now this thing is looking like a factory 8S system out of a Creighton 8S, a 5th scale, or an Outcast 8S will go right into here with just changing your motor mount. In a Felony. That's pretty cool. Buttons mount it down, factory location, ESCs mount it down, no gluing, and then the Basher Queen's carbon everywhere. It's truly a factory system, fans and all. 34 gearing, and that's the minimum you can run in this. So if you want to go up in gearing, you can, and once you use the center diff, then you can go down on your opinion to probably a 30. But there we go, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching.